My short-term memory is not very good because I have absolutely no idea what's down here right now. Oh, yeah, this room, okay. So, bricks. Uh, it's too far to throw onto this, isn't it? Because bricks can only be thrown how far? Yeah, 1, 2, 3 squares. So if I threw the brick from here, I just fall in the pit. So that's no good. So it feels like I need to roll the dice with the cane somewhere, and I don't see a good anywhere. I mean, I can hope for a piece of glass here, I guess. And I have 1 cane. Yikes. And if it turns into like concrete or something, I'm just dead, right? And if it turned into glass here, it wouldn't help. Yeah, I really don't see other options right now, so let's just roll the dice. We got a piece of glass. Hallelujah. I do need to still use the brick, right? Is there a way to use the battering ram that doesn't lose me the game? Not that I can see. Even if I pushed it down here, pushed it up here, and then pushed it to the left over here, I wouldn't have a way to get to the right or the top of it to push it back out, and it would be in the way of getting this. So I think I do have to spend this in order to get some wire cutters and continue some puzzling. Live to fight another day. If I step on this, that's bad. That's bad. But this is good. I have 2 wire cutters. And I have more than 2 wires that need to be cut. No, because I could re-step on this on the way out. So if I step on this, I would be able to cut the wire on this side, and before I go in, I could cut the wire on this side. That would allow me to get to the toolbox. Then I could walk back here. I'd step on this again on the way out to re-toggle it and just walk back out. So 2 wire cutters totally solves this room. And I don't see a way for 1 wire cutter to solve this room, so I'm fine with that. So there is cut number 1. And here is cut number 2. And here's my toolbox. And we've lived to fight another day again, and we found our way to an exit. Hooray! I have 3 thingies. And let's check out what is in the shop down here. Oh, hey, 2 pieces of scrap and I can buy a new thing. I get to unlock a new thing. Ding ding, it's a spring. Launch yourself onto target tile. Tell me more, spring. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. So you get a 5x5 diagonal Manhattan distance radius that you can just jump or teleport anywhere. Including through walls? Including through walls, or even like on top of walls, it looks like. Okay, that's actually a very useful power tool. So perhaps this run yet lives. I guess these items are all going to turn into canes. So I might as well roll the dice. I know there's at least 1 object in a chest. Never had a chest with 0 objects, and sometimes I have 2. There we go. So we might as well do that roll in case it gives us some extra canes. And yeah, I can spend the water bucket too, just in case there's 2 things in here. So let's do that. And I just got 1 more gun. Okay. So it seems like Edmund does end up with guns in the corner, but they don't help him because they just turn into canes as you descend the floors. I wonder, if I had gone back upstairs and then come back down, like if the act of descending the floors the first time or any time. In any case, if I remember to test that again in the future, I will do so. Or perhaps I have some old video footage where I've already done that. I don't remember. Okay, the goal object is obviously in here. And I can go skidding into the pit. I think water maybe can transform mud. I know a sponge can get it up. But I would need to water bucket this, which would involve opening this gate. So I could use a brick and a water bucket here and just ignore the left-hand side of the puzzle, for example. Might be able to use a water bucket here to open up the gate, but then I wouldn't have... I could use a cane then to transform this. Yeah, I could use a cane instead of a water bucket actually to transform this. So 1 brick and 1 cane actually feels like a very fair cost to solve this room, since I have so many canes. Let's not forget about the spring as well. Okay, but I'm gonna brick through here, and then the cane is almost certain to transform this into something other than a power source. Great, it turned into a pit. Fantastic. So there's a solution. And then in this room, I want this guy to do me a solid. So do I want to spend 2 planks, or do I want to spend a plank and a water bucket? Either are acceptable. I can kill the guard so he won't toggle things on me later. Is there a way to have him work even more in my favor? If I planked over this... Actually, yeah, if I just plank over the bottom one, then as I step up here, he will turn this on for me. Oh, but then I have to go to the north, and then when I step back on it, he's going to untoggle it. Which is no good skis. So I think I do want him dead with it in a good position. And a good position honestly could be either way, depending upon if I want to spend the one thing or the other. Given that I own canes, is it more valuable to preserve the... Let's say to preserve the water bucket, I'm going to get rid of the planks. So I am going to kill this guy down here. He's dead, and just use my 2 planks. That is the choice I've made. And, ooh, I got a bunch of resources and a bonus room. Still haven't used my spare... Oh, and I just get to walk in on this bonus. It's another map. Alright, let's go ahead and spend one. Okay, I can see the exit is off to the right, and there's something to the south that's blue. Not sure exactly what that is. Alright, but I have a spring. One of the uses of the spring could be to launch me out of the room and get me away from a guard who's trying to kill me, for example. So let us keep that in mind. Walking out of here should be simple. I have seen this room layout before, or at least a minor variation on it, so I think it kind of mostly solves itself. Let's see. I need to hold this down with a brick to walk over here, and then use another brick or a plank. I could use a plank here. Then both of these need to get turned on over here, so I just need to make sure that I leave both of these on so that this goes up. Over here, it feels like I need to use my water bucket in order to walk past here. Here, I will need this guy. Right, and I forgot to stutter step the last time I was in here and died. I remember this room. I need this guy to stutter step, but then I do need to walk over here, so I do want to let him out over to this position. So, I spent a brick. I spent a plank. I did some prep. I spent a water bucket, and I got out. Brick, plank, water bucket, got out. That all seems reasonable. I have a brick, a plank, and a water bucket. I also have some canes. Could any of these be replaced by canes? Realistically? Brick, no. Plank, no. Water bucket, no. So I'm going to just spend my resources as is and see if we get a way to the south. Okay, so I'm going to leave a brick here. Then I'm going to use a plank to cross this. Then I want to make sure that this stays on from that side. And I want to make sure that this stays on from that side. Great. Then I'm going to use my water bucket here so that I can cross here. Then I'm going to let this guy out. I'm going to make sure that he stutter steps so the power is still going there so that I can take a step to the left. So I'm going to turn off safety mode, step to the left to be safe, and then walk out with my whatnot. And we opened a blue thingy to the south, which is... It's another... Wow! Cut me out of here. I shall. We've unlocked June, the fugitive. Wow! It took so long to get Edmund, and now I got June as well. Okay, talk about a worthwhile unlock. That's amazing. And we're still going. Okay. Let's think carefully. My resources are currently limited. However, one of them is a saw that could get in here. The problem is this guy will want to walk here and electrocute me. I want him to not walk here and electrocute me. If I were to... something, could I kill him or block him or something? And I do have a crazy spring that I want to take advantage of at some point as well. And I have canes. And there are many places that he could kill himself. If he did stand on this, this would close. This would still be closed. What is my strategy here? I might be able to use a cane to let him out here. And then could I kill him by cleverly walking around here, or is he going to be smart enough to sidestep anything? I might be able to drop him in a pit if I did that. And if not... since I know the doorway is going to open over here and I never need to go back, if I left him somewhere up here to the north, jumped into the puzzle, I could get back out, assuming I'd unlock this door, and still beat him to the exit. So I think I'm willing to go up here, try to use a cane, try to let him out, see if I can kill him, and if I can't kill him, I can use the spring to get away. That is my current plan. I don't know that it's an optimal plan, but it's one that seems like it would work. And I don't think there's a reason to ever want to do that. So do I just want to kill this power source? I think yes. So I'm going to transform the power source to let him out. Now he's going to start chasing me. Oh, you know what? I can just get him to fall in here. That's fine. That's fantastic. And the problem is I'm going to stand on this going in. Right. I didn't think that through. And it's also going to be a problem on the way out. Okay, didn't think it through. It's fine. I could destroy this power source. I could destroy the power source with my Cane of Fortune. It would probably transform into something that is going to block me, but I do have a saw that I could use to cut my way out. Or I could use the spring to jump over here and just walk in. No, I couldn't just walk out because then this is going to go up as well. But I could use a Cane of Fortune on the way out as well. So the spring seems more valuable, so I'd prefer to use the saw. Yeah, so the plan is No, wait, I could just use a single saw right now. I don't need to use any canes of fortune. Because now I can just walk in here and do this. Right. Video games. Puzzles. I get them. Okay. We're one room away from the exits. This does not seem too dangerous. I could definitely use a spring to solve this, it looks like. Could I use a cane profitably? Nothing is conducting power to these trapdoors. There aren't any switches I can use the brick. Got a water bucket and a saw. I need to get in and then use the spring to get out, or vice versa. If I used the spring to get in, I could transform this wire near this door, presumably using a cane, and then presumably walk out of here. And I want to try out using the spring, so let's give it a try. So if I spring to here, boing, okay, that's cool. Grab this, use a cane, hopefully get rid of a wire. I didn't even look at my new tools. That worked, and so let's just say that I am happy, because I am. And yeah, once again, let's try to spend resources in the hopes of getting more canes or something else exciting. So, 1 for 1, that's fine. I don't see an easy way across there, or there. I could spend a water bucket, and so let's do that. And it got me a wire cutter. Alright, well, all those things are going to transform. I forgot to try to go downstairs and go back up. It's fine. Alright. So, on this floor, 3 saws and a plank. And 2 rooms that I can go into. And 7 canes. Which is a lot of canes for those of you keeping score at home. Doesn't look great. Where's a battering ram when you need one? I wonder what's inside here. Is there any chance that there is a zombie monster walking around on pressure plates or something? I don't know that I have a good way that I'd be able to tell. And so I could break through this, toggle all of these, but that would be kind of bad because it would toggle one and the other. But I could stutter step, well, no. Yeah, I don't see a way to turn this on. It doesn't involve spending like a wire cutter here or something. So this room seems awful, is basically the long and the short of it. So let's check out this room instead. What do we have here? I can walk in, walk in, walk in. Use a plank and throw a brick if I could throw a brick that far, but I can't. I could also saw, plank, and solve the room. So I could solve this using saw, plank. I have a bunch of canes. So it's tempting to see if I can do something even better. Like turn one of these into wood, so I only need to spend a couple of saws. Or turn that. Although if it turns into glass, it wouldn't help me. If it changes the wiring, it wouldn't help me. And also, I don't see myself using the map in any other spot, so let's go ahead and just use the map. So this does seem like a good puzzle to solve, because it seems like it's going to open up to the south, and then I'll be near the exit. So I definitely want to solve this puzzle. So I think my best strategy is saw plank, but try using a couple of canes in the meantime in case we get lucky with wood. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to saw, going to use the cane, got a wire, use the cane, got a pit. Now I just need to use the plank. Okay, that's fine. So let's plank over the pit. And then we've solved this. All right. So having lots of canes is good because you can get multiple chances. Since there's randomness, you kind of mitigate it somewhat. To deal with that, we got multiple zombies. We got Uzis and what's. I just got a bunch of bricks, which could let the zombie guards out. And what? If they were standing in places, they could hold me, or the bricks could just hold down the pressure plates. So I could, like, brick, snip. No, that would cut this off. We could try to cheese it with canes and just see if we can get something sawable. But I don't have any guns to try to kill the zombies. It feels like I'm going through some concrete somewhere. Like, I do not see a way, given my current set of resources, to do this. And I do have 5 canes, so if I could get one transform into wood, we would be good. So I'm going to roll the dice. And if not, we can go back and look at the thing to the top. All right, canes, give me some good fortune. Hey, all right, I was thinking wood, but glass also works. Boom. Tools, gotten. Let's check out the bonus room. It is a bunch of free stuff. We get some scrap, and we get a pickaxe. Very nice. That is good stuff. Now let's turn this off, and... I could spend a saw or an electrical thingy here, and I could spend a saw or a brick here. All these are like one thingies. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what they are because they're all going to end up changing into canes on the next floor, I suppose. So let's do this. I got 2 things. I got 3 things. So I'm going downstairs with a pickaxe and like an infinite number of canes. So let's see. Wow, I wonder if I can change the pits that appear below me using my 16 canes. It does seem to let me do that. So this is going to be crazy. But let's see what we got. Don't think my canes are going to help me here, probably. All right, so the dolly is still something for a future day. So let's just continue to the south and take a look at what we got with these resources. There is a bomb. Be very careful. Very, very careful with the bomb. I do have 2 planks. I have some wire cutters. And I have random canes. Okay. I'm not sure which way I need to exit, so let's also make sure I leave space on the outer walls to walk around. We've seen this room before. Typically I had saws. This time I do not, which worries me greatly. Feels like I do want to use the bomb somehow, but it's very hard to remotely trigger. And so, given my how am I ever going to solve this room with this set of things? Like, it really feels like I have to push the bomb somewhere, but if I push it directly into a wire, we're going to be dead. Guess I could push it somewhere and use a cane and hope that it transforms into a wire to activate the bomb later. But it's going to be very difficult to do that usefully. This does not seem to be Edmund's forte. I can hope to transform something into... Like, I could go to the north of here, try to transform this wall to the south, hope that it turns into a hole that I could then plank across. That's not completely unreasonable, and then I would just be able to step out. I've got 16 canes. Right now I don't see... Like, I have to break through a wall somewhere. And the only tools I have to do it basically are canes, so I think let's try that. So let's hope for something good. Go gadget cane. Ooh! If I could cut the power on both sides, that actually would have been good. Didn't even occur to me as a water bucket. And I could just sponge it up, actually. I have a sponge. Yeah, I think let's do that. Let's wipe that up. We got one room solved. Alright, and we got some saws. That makes me feel good. Saws are very useful, especially with the pickaxe in my inventory as a super tool. So... I could walk in this side. Once I cut this, though, this would go down as well. I could walk in this side. This would cut off the trapdoor beneath my feet. Power is being conducted this way, so I need to walk towards it if I want to keep them down. And if I do that, then these are going to have fallen, and so it'll be a plank and a saw. Is an obvious way, which is reasonable. Is there another way? Yes, if I use a single saw down here, I could step over this, pick up the toolbox, start walking back this way. Well, it works until here, at which point I cut off the power and drop myself into the void. So yeah, currently a plank and a saw looks like the best thing to me. Could a cane help me out at all in this puzzle? If I had cut the power to this door, I'd still use the plank, but can I avoid using the saw? It seems like I'd have to use another plank on the way out, or I'd still need the saw there. So I think I'm okay spending a plank and a saw. So the plan is to walk all the way over here. Pick up this, and then plank and saw my way out. And do not step on the power source while you're walking around over there. Okay. So I have a plan. Hear a thunderstorm outside, so I hope it's not going to cut the power to the computer. Alright, so we are going to plank. I got a bunch of saws. That's fantastic. I love saws. And a saw, and we're going down here. Saws are very good for this room. I don't know that my canes are going to be valuable in this room. How many saws would it take to solve this? I could definitely do it with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. Is there a way to do better? Suppose I walked in here, walked over here, then I could use 1, 2, only 3 saws, and still be able to walk out to all 3 exits. Is that true? If I make my path very carefully, I believe the answer is yes. So I believe I see how to use 3 saws, solve this room, and still be able to get back out. but we have to be very careful. So I want to do this. All right. Saw number 1. Saw number 2. Saw number 3. And I'm out. Great. So far, so good. Next up, if I turn on the power here, stepping off of this will simply turn it back off and cut the power. So that's not going to work. I do have a brick. So I could brick my way in one side. And I could cut the power. So I see a way to solve this with the saw, I think, which is I could walk over here, saw this thing, step here, use a brick, and then walk back out. I could also walk here, use a cane to the south, and then a brick. A cane and a brick is better than a saw and a brick. And a cane is very likely to work to bring down the gate. So I like that option. And I could also use the brick first, and then the cane over here, which would be pretty equivalent. Yeah, brick and a cane right now is looking pretty good. The other thing is, if I stepped here and used the cane, yeah, I'd still need to brick to get back out, it looks like. So yeah, I feel like I'm using a brick regardless of what I do. So let's just use a brick. And a cane. Great. Okay, and I just changed the direction of the wire. Interesting. And I got a gun. All right. What do we have to the left? It's the exit. I made it to the end. I'm a genius. Wow. All right. It's a win with Edmund. Managed to call for help, and we unlocked the room re-roller. So let's go back to the hub as Edmund, who still is holding all of these resources. Like, I wonder... I don't know that any of these resources could do anything amazing in any of these old rooms. Let's go read the description of the room re-roller, even though it has a very suggestive whatever. Beat 4-6's Edmund. Okay. So I guess until we get in our inventory, we don't actually get the description of what it does, but presumably it's going to re-roll a room. And June the Fugitive, I guess, is... well, based on the amount of time we've already spent on this couple of episodes, something that we'll have to try out next time. But we unlocked a new character. We unlocked the spring, which was a new item that we got, which is over here. And yeah, we carried forward one piece of scrap metal into the next one. And I've got all these crazy canes. All right. That was totally awesome. I hope, as always, that you guys are having a great day. And I will see you again soon with more Herman Electro. For now, bye-bye.